Hello there and welcome. I am Nimo and today's folktale is about Malaika and the magical pot. Once upon a time, there lived a young and kind-hearted woman named Malaika. She was known far and wide for her beauty and intelligence, making her ripe for marriage in the eyes of the villagers. However, Malaika had a heart of gold and had taken on a noble responsibility that set her apart from her peers. You see, in the village, there also dwelt an old woman named Nuru who was recently widowed and had tragically lost her only son. Nuru had no other family to turn to, and her sorrow seemed to deepen with each passing day. The villagers, swayed by superstition and rumors, called her a witch and accused her of causing the misfortune that befell her family. Fear and mistrust kept them away, leaving Nuru in a state of profound loneliness. But Malaika was different. She believed in compassion and understanding. She saw through the unfounded rumors and decided to lend a helping hand. Every day, without fail, Malaika visited Nuru, bringing her food, keeping her company, and providing a sense of solace that the old woman hadn't experienced in a long time. Malaika would wake up early in the morning and quickly do her house chores so that she could go and help Nuru. Malaika will sweep her compound, leaving it spotless, and then quickly go to the stream to fetch water for her. After that, she will quickly go to the forest and fetch firewood so that Nuru will not struggle living. Later on, Malaika will use the firewood to prepare a healthy and delicious meal for Nuru. Nuru, who was very grateful for Malaika, prayed for her every day and thanked the gods of the land for such a blessing. Because of her daily visits to Nuru's place, Malaika's peers started noticing that she was spending a lot of time with Nuru. They couldn't understand why she chose to spend her days assisting the witch, or so they called Nuru, instead of seeking and searching for a husband to marry her. They tried to persuade her to give up on Nuru, suggesting that such association could tarnish her reputation and hinder her chances of finding a suitable partner. Yet, despite their constant questioning and disapproval, Malaika remained steadfast in her commitment to the old woman. One day, a group of Malaika's friends, comprising of young women close to her age, gathered to catch up and chat about the latest happenings in the village. As they were talking and laughing, the conversation soon turned to Malaika. Nemo, one of Malaika's closest friends from childhood, spoke with a disapproving voice. Have you all noticed how Malaika spends all her time with that old woman Nuru? It's strange, don't you think? People say she's a witch and now Malaika's getting involved with her. What is she thinking? Another girl named Zawadi chimed in. Yes, Neema, it's strange indeed. I've seen her going to Nuru's place daily, bringing her food and spending hours talking to her. People are starting to talk, They say that Malaika is bewitched and that's why she hasn't found a husband yet. Aha, that explains it, interjected Amina. I heard from my cousin's friend who had it from someone else that Malaika's own family is worried about her. They think she's under some spell cast by that old woman. Instead of Malaika focusing on finding a husband like the rest of us, she's wasting her prime years on an old woman who has no one but herself to blame for her misery. The group continued chatting and laughing at Malaika's behaviors. As the gossip continued, rumors spread like wildfire throughout the village about Malaika being bewitched. Despite hearing all the rumors about her, Malaika did not stop caring and assisting Nuru. As time passed, Malaika's friends eventually found husbands, started families, and enjoyed the joys of motherhood. Meanwhile, Malaika continued her devoted service to Nuru, who had come to regard her as a true and loyal friend. Malaika's parents started to question her about her husband, comparing her to her peers who were pregnant and some bearing grandchildren to their parents. Malaika convinced her parents that in God's timing, she would find a good husband and bear them grandchildren. One sunny afternoon, Nuru decided to share a secret with Malaika to repay her for all the good deeds and kindness she had shown her. Hidden deep within her humble abode, Nuru revealed a magical pot which had traditional symbols and blessed by the spirits of her ancestors. She explained that this pot had the power to grant one heartfelt wish to the pure of hearts. Overwhelmed by the gesture, Malaika was hesitant to make a wish solely for herself. Yet, after much contemplation, she decided to wish for a loving and caring husband along with a family that will bring her joy and fulfillment. Nuru nodded with understanding, knowing that Malaika deserved all the happiness in the world. To her astonishment, Malaika's wish was granted. Soon after, she crossed paths with a charismatic and wealthy young man named Juma. He was instantly drawn to her kindness and her magnetic personality, and they soon fell deeply in love. Juma proved to be everything Malaika had wished for in a man. He was kind, caring, and compassionate, and to top it up, he had a sense of humor that Malaika loved him for. Their bond grew stronger, and they were married in a joyous ceremony surrounded by the entire village. As Malaika and Juma's love blossomed, her peers couldn't help but feel a pang of envy. They watched as Malaika's life took a turn for the better, while their own marriages started to show signs of strain and unhappiness. As the years passed, Malaika and Juma were blessed with a beautiful family of their own. They were always ready to extend a helping hand to those in need, and this made the villagers respect them a lot. Malaika's once envious friends now admired her and aspired to emulate her selflessness and be compassionate like her. So, what's the moral lesson? This folktale teaches us the importance of love and empathy towards others. This folktale also encourages us to remain true to our values and treat others with respect without being too judgmental. Anyway guys, that was it for today's folktale, and I hope that you learned something out of it and that you enjoyed it. I hope to see you guys in my next video. Kwaheri!